Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video I'll be showing you how to make a suburban house. The white concrete grid on the screen represents the amount of space required to make the build. Feel free to make this grid in your world if you do feel as though it will help you out. And also mark out the starting position. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin by placing a white concrete block on top of the previously designated starting position. And extend left by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extend backwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend left by 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend forwards by 1. And then left by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then extend backwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extend across the back of the build by 2. 1, 2. Dig in the ground left by 2 and replace those blocks with spruce planks. Continue extending left by placing 7 white concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then once again dig 2 blocks in the ground going left, place spruce planks in there, and continue extending left by 3 using white concrete. 1, 2, 3. Extend forwards by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then place 3 smooth quartz stairs extending left. 1, 2, 3. White concrete. 3 more stair. 1, 2, 3. And then white concrete. Then extend the white concrete going all the way, connecting to the very front of the build, and the end result should be a floor plan that looks like this. Next, we are going to mark out all of the details for the build, the windows, the door, that sort of thing. On the front right side of your build, you have a long row of white concrete. On top of that, you want to stack another row of white. Then, on the left side of this, you want to place 2 white concrete extending right, and then 2 light blue glass, white concrete, 2 glass, and then 2 white concrete. We then want to move around to this flat area here, kind of extending around clockwise as we sort of built it, and this center block here is going to be a doorway. But to further illustrate that, we are going to build up the surrounding area a little bit to be in total 3 rows high. That just means adding a couple of rows of white concrete. And this center area here is where a door will go. So I'm going to dig that out, place a spruce plank underneath, as that is the floor material for the inside, and that is where the door shall be. So, in building up around this door, we have actually made part of this wall. So we want to continue extending this wall to the left by 1, then place 3 rows of glass, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 rows of white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 3 rows of glass, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 white concrete. We're going to build up the surrounding white concrete and the glass by adding another row on top, and that will do it. As we come around to the side of the build, there is no notable detail on this side. However, as we move around to the back, we have some doorways to make. So building up left and right of the holes that we have left on the back of the build, we just want to add a couple of rows of white concrete like this, and we just want to make some really simple doorways. So all we want to do is place a row of 3 glass pane extending up from the floor all the way to the top of the wall, just like this, using light blue glass. So on the back of the build here is a garage, or a garage if you're fancy. And we're just going to build up the walls of the garage a little bit. And we're going to place a couple of rows of white concrete just left and right of the doors, so that we are then able to place a couple of rows of smooth quartz stairs on top of the base row, and that will give you the garage doors. After that, we just want to go around the build. Again, I'd recommend clockwise so you don't miss any parts out by accident, that happens to me a lot, and build up the remaining parts of the wall so that they are as high as the surrounding wall. In most cases, this just means adding a couple of rows of white concrete on top of the base, and you should be good. With the walls built up, we are now able to add some other details. Like a front door, for instance, I'm going to place a dark oak door in the empty space that we have right in the front middle of the build, and right of it a stone button as a doorbell. Brown carpet will look like a welcome mat, and after that has been done, we want to place spruce trapdoors either side of the windows. So we really only want to do this on the front of the build, and we simply place open spruce trapdoors left and right of the glass on the windows on the front of the build. We then want to come around the back, and we are going to place cyan carpet in front of the entrances, just as kind of like another little welcome mat, or I guess kind of like a goodbye mat. I suppose it depends whether you're coming or going. Anyway, on the back of the build here, we also want to add a little open warped fence gate. That's going to be right here, just on the right side. It kind of looks like a hose pipe holder. And once that has been done, we want to add a little structure for the roof. So we don't have much of this to do, but the idea is that on the front and the back of the build, on the right side where we have kind of like this long side with the garage and the front windows, we want to add a row of light grey concrete left to right on top of the flat portion of the house. Then for the next row, we want to add another row of light grey concrete that is one row shorter on each side. And then I don't believe that we need to add any more light grey concrete. We will add it later if we need to, but the first row is just one row shorter, and then the second row is 2 rows shorter, just like this. We actually also have to build up part of this side of the roof as well. Just like with the right side of the build, we want to place a row of light grey concrete that is 1 row shorter than the wall below it. We then, on top of the light grey concrete, want to add another row on top of it that is 2 rows shorter on either side. And there you go, really simple. All I'm going to do for the floor is remove all of the grass and then replace it using spruce planks. That's what I want the interior floor to be, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Feel free to change the material to something that you may prefer. The roof is really simple. Begin by placing stone bricks along the top of the outline of the walls. Once you've successfully done that, we are going to place stone brick slabs extending outwards from those stone bricks, and we are going to, on the sides of the build where the roof is shaped, place a series of stone brick slabs extending upwards and inwards half a row at a time until they eventually reach at an apex. This will look like a triangle. Now, you want to replicate that shape on each one of the 3 parts of the roof that require it. And once that has been done, I would recommend then connecting all of these stone brick parts of the roof together. You'll find that with these kinds of roofs that utilize just solely slabs, that half of the blocks will actually form into stone brick. So if you join those together, fill in the gaps using stone brick slabs, then you will have a 100% fully completed, nice looking roof. With the roof complete, we can now add some more fine details to the house. On the front of the build, for instance, on the right side, we want to place a row of 2 bricks extending out from the left 2 corners of this front sticky out part of the build. Place pods in between the front pair of bricks and bricks in front of the second pair of bricks. We're then going to use a little mixture of leaves and grass and ferns just to build up this area, like this, just to make it look a little bit disheveled. It's meant to look like a plant bed. We're then going to place stone brick wall to act as a drain pipe directly left of the front left hand corner of this part of the house. We also want to grab black stone wall, and on the left side of the house, lining up with this shutter on this left window here, we want to place a black stone wall to act like a little chimney, just like so. And with that complete, it's time that we kind of figured out where exactly the garden for this house is going to be. So using spruce planks, I'm going to build extending out left of this house, and I'm going to build spruce planks all the way to the boundary, and then spruce planks extending all the way backwards like this. And I want my spruce planks to extend all the way back along this outer boundary until there are 3 rows left, just like so. And then I'm going to extend the spruce planks across like this, and then I'm going to start connecting them to the garage. So just to give you a bit of an idea, this is the area that we've kind of like fenced off. It almost looks like a square. It might actually be one, but I'm not going to count. And we also want to leave a little gap here just so that we are able to get in and out of this back garden. We'll build this up to be 2 rows high, just like this, and then we can think about the fence that will sit on the right side of the house, although that is a lot easier because once we have built this up, we can come all the way over to this right side, take the very right side of the house, extend it to the right, and then we can just extend it back and line it up with the fence that we have already made. So we can just line it up over here, and we don't even have to extend it anywhere. We can actually, I mean, if you actually want to extend it inwards a little bit to kind of like line up with the garage, then you could. Yeah, that looks alright, but you could easily just leave it open as well. Like, it doesn't really matter, it's more so a personal preference. So we can just extend this across just like that, and that is perfect. There is a small patio on the back of the build that I want to add some more detail to. Next to the garage, in this corner of the house, I want to have a barbecue. This is made using a sideways loom, furnace, and then another sideways loom. But actually, you know what, a spruce slab would also look good as well, because you could use it to store stuff on too. So either way, actually, that was an accident, but a happy accident nonetheless. You can even place an item frame on top of the furnace, and we can place food in there if we like. If you want to further achieve a bit more detail, then you can add campfires underneath this and it will smoke. Although that's bad for you. In between these 2 back doors, we want to have a table. So this is made using a row of 3 spruce slabs extending outwards from the center of where the table will be, and it just leaves a row of 3 either side. What we can then do is place upside down spruce stairs on the left and right sides of the spruce slabs like this, and this will give us the depth of the table. We also have to place chairs. I'm just going to use spruce stairs for these as well. This is like a whole wooden table set. And we can then stack stuff on top of the table as well, so like item frames, flower pots, and you can add even more detail if you do so choose. So what we then want to do is place string extending just above the table, and it wants to cover the entire area like this, and we want to have a canopy. So the canopy is going to be made using a mixture of white carpet and light blue carpet like this, and it just wants to act as a nice little overhang, and that's absolutely perfect. If we come out of the back gate area here as well, this is going to be a drive, but we are also going to make a little pavement, and I just want to place a couple of bins, so a lime shulker box, a blue shulker box will do just nicely. You'll be happy to know, ladies and gentlemen, that we have almost completed the build. All we have to do from here is a lot of digging. Let me show you. First things first, we are going to make a footpath. This is made out of smooth stone. It is the same width as the doorway, and it extends all the way to the end of the grid. We are also going to integrate this into a pavement, which will also be made out of smooth stone. It's going to be 2 rows thick, and it is going to span the width of the grid. I'm going to replace all of the grass on the front of the build. This is going to be replaced with lime terracotta with streaks of green terracotta built into the lime. So literally just a stripy pattern, lime terracotta followed by green terracotta. I'm also going to add some flower beds to the house. The first one is basically the area just in front of the left side of the house. It's made using podzol, leaves, ferns, grass, and the occasional flower. We're going to reuse this a few times over. In front of it, we are going to leave open spruce fence gates to make it look as a boundary or a small fence in front of the actual flower bed. The last thing to be made on the front of the house is a tree. This is a manually made tree. It's really easy to make. I'm sure that you'll be able to make one yourself. If you like, you can just grow one from scratch, and I'm sure that it will look equally as good, but it's made using oak and oak leaves. Moving on to the back of the house now, we first of all want to make a driveway. This is made using smooth stone, and we are basically making it the same width as the exposed part of the garage, and it will extend all the way to the back of the grid. We also have to make a patio. So the patio on the side closest towards the drive, so that it all connects together, is going to be 2 rows wide, and it's going to be made using polished andesite. We are then going to extend the patio across the back of the build. This is going to be 1 row longer than the patio set, and then it will extend forwards and it will connect to the front fence. We are installing a flower bed on the right side of the house using the same parameters as we have for every single other flower bed that we have made so far, which is to use all of the same materials with the spruce fence gate open in front. Now, once that has been done, we have to replace all of the grass inside of the fence. This includes this long strip on the back right side of the house and the small strip on the opposite side of the house. It's made in the same way as the grass on the front of the build, alternating stripes of lime terracotta and green terracotta. Once we've done that, we have another flower bed to make. This is going to be just shoved away in the corner, the back left-hand corner of the garden, and once again, it's just going to be the exact same as the couple of other flower beds that we've made. Podzol, leaves, ferns, open spruce fence gates. We are also going to add a tree somewhere in this back corner region of the garden. Same tree as we have on the front, oak and oak leaves. Once that has been done, we also want to add a pavement on the back of the house. This is 2 rows wide, same as it is on the front, and we are just going to have podzol directly in front of the fence, and of course you can populate that with all of the other greenery things that we have been using so far, if you do so wish. And that is the end of the tutorial, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have enjoyed watching this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.